Hi guys, welcome back to the check-in. Thanks for checking in with me today. Today I'm going to talk about DJing. These are a very shit pair of headphones, but I was using these earlier to mix drum and bass. I've been mixing for about on and off since I think 2012, 2013. I've always been interested in electronic music. I think since I was probably I think I was probably about 9 or 10. I think when I first got into dance music. Probably actually it was a lot earlier than that really because uh, it was really the mid-90s actually when I sort of first started to gain an interest in dance music. Thanks to the Prodigy and sort of cringe sort of things that I cringe at now. Robbie Williams, Michael Jackson. It was a Michael Jackson song from 1995, I think, 1995, 1996 that got me into. Well, it was 1995 to 1996 because I remember 1995 a little bit because that was when my family was staying at the old house, which they started staying at from the early 90s. In fact, the beginning of the 90s, I believe. And it was during 1995 that I was, not introduced, but I started hearing. Well, my parents would play on music on the system quite loudly when I was a kid. Anyway, it was their house, and it was a different time, really. Although some things haven't changed really in that regard, but we had quite a noisy neighbour, a pretty crazy neighbour by all accounts from what my parents have told me. I was only a kid, but I remember that house. I certainly remember 1995, 1996. All that's really sort of just moments, little bits here and there. I remember the neighbour we had. We had a neighbour called Gordon. He was a really nice guy, and I remember. Look, there was a house. This is sort of nothing to do with DJing, but there was a house opposite this. There was a guy that was always setting fires every night. It was always burning stuff. I don't know. It was kind of like sort of strangely seductive in a way. I don't know. Really weird as shit as a kid. I don't know as a kid, but your mind's all over the fucking place when you're a kid and you're just exploring. You don't really. There's no harm in anything. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but it was a fantastic time. It really was an incredible time, the 90s, in terms of dance music, electronic music in general. The 80s really the sort of 70s really kicked it off, but it wasn't really until the 80s and 90s really that electronic dance music really, well, with more computer, with more computer-based technology that eventually came through in the late 80s and 90s that sort of started a whole new genre of electronic music really. And it's it was things like listening to like the Grid and a whole just so much music as a child. I was introduced, well, not, I keep saying that, introduced. I wasn't really introduced. I just was brought up on it just by chance really, because that's what the sort of things that my parents used to listen to. Stuff from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and so forth. But really, that's the kind of music that got me into DJing eventually. It was stuff like listening to stuff from the mid to late 90s on the charts, and also into the early to mid 2000s for like things like MTV and so forth. That got me into DJing, and I've been sort of DJing really since about 2012, 13 on and off. But it's only really over the last couple of years that I've got really into it, and I've sort of I've made a Mixcloud and SoundCloud pages. Decided to mix house, drum and bass, dubstep, garage, some sort of minimal ambient sort of type sets and so forth. But yeah, if you're interested in dance music, I really recommend DJing. It's a fantastic thing to get into. Incredibly powerful, and the act of mixing tracks together, just the sound, the sound landscape. It's really powerful. It can really take you to places, and it's there's a certain level of freedom in it that I love. I might make another video about DJing later on today or maybe tomorrow, but I've got to go. So thank you very much for watching, listening to this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Let's check out. See you soon. Bye bye.